If seagrass is present, the Baltic Sea is in a good state.
When you see a healthy seagrass meadow, it's like looking into the forest. It really warms up your heart because you see they're so full of life, and this is just fantastic.
We support this WWF project here in Stralsund in Germany, and as well another one in Brazil, in the Cerrado region, one of the biggest sweetwater resources for Brazil. There's a reason why we choose Stralsund. CO2 reduction and storage is very important for us, but it's very abstract for everybody to understand what it is. So for us it was important to have a real project that we can go and visit, that's tangible, and you can really see, feel and touch what is happening.
The Seagrass project actually fits quite well into our sustainability strategy, because for us as a company it is also a key priority to reduce our own emissions. And of course then when we can hear that, for example, seagrass can store up to 35 times the amount of forest on land, it's something that aligns very well with our strategy, although we do not claim the reductions of the seagrass, of course, against our own emissions that we cause.
Seagrass meadows have the potential to bind carbon, so this is really important as it's natural climate protection, so storing CO2. But also on top of that, it's really important for the biodiversity in the Baltic Sea. It's a habitat for fish and other animals, and therefore really, really important, but also improves the water clarity. Seagrass in its all is kind of a measure of what's the status of the Baltic Sea.
Here in the eastern part, there are very few actors actually trying to restore seagrass, and this is why it's so important, because as we have seen today, the seagrass is not there where it should be. We are kind of looking for the remaining seagrass meadows to understand dynamics, etc. Because virtually there's limited data. There's some historical data so that we know about the loss, but elsewhere it's kind of really, there's no data.
We do have an idea how the seagrass total distribution is developing, and it has been declining over the last couple of years and the last decade or so.
It is important to have this financial support because we need this funding which is more freely than kind of strict projects from federal resources. This really allows us to be flexible and on the point, and it also helps us to kind of maintain all the long-term support to get this project going.
I really liked it that we had two experts here. I think it's very important that we have the collaboration between the scientific approach and the people that are really doing the project, and to see how it works together as well with us as a company.
All of us have a responsibility basically to do something like that. As a private person, of course, I don't have the necessary means to fund such a big project, but as a company, I can do something at much larger scale. To me, it really stood out how much work it actually is to plant something like as simple as seagrass into the ocean.
We are at the moment planning to have seagrass nurseries, so on land little kind of gardens where we grow the seagrass that then can be taken elsewhere to plant. And this around the Baltic Sea would be fantastic in the next 10 years to have some kind of seagrass nursery network, but then again get more into action, even more to actually restore in certain areas the seagrass so that it can passively kind of disperse. And in 10 years from now on, I want to have at least 1 square kilometer be replanted by whatever kind of methods we kind of get to in the end.